Hi everyone, Chris Hale here again from Profit Squirrel. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing really well. I'm coming to you today to talk about Wimbledon 2019. At the time of recording this video, we have just gone into the finals. We're into the final 2 weeks of Wimbledon, and this is a great time because this is when all of the juicy offers tend to come about. You don't really tend to see that many offers in the qualifying stages of Wimbledon in the early rounds. The juicier ones tend to come about as the tournament goes on, and that's where we're at right now. We've got a good week and a bit of Wimbledon left to come, so there are lots of opportunities for offers to profit with. So let's check them out. You will find all of the Wimbledon offers in the daily offers section here, and you can essentially combine a few different ones in order to make your profits. We have, of course, got the classic weekly free bet clubs, and for some of these, like Paddy Power and the pools, you're going to be able to combine those with the specified tennis offers as well to actually double up on that and get extra profits. But if you're just looking at the tennis offers themselves, they're in this section here under the heading tennis, and most of them you can do every single day throughout the tournament. So we've got about 9 offers here, and there's probably going to be more coming in as we get towards the later rounds of the tournament. And most of these, as I say, you'll be doing them every day if you want to. So there are good opportunities to make profits every day with Wimbledon. Most of the tennis offers that you'll be seeing are going to be in-play offers. So if you don't know how to complete them, I'm going to drop a link to you below this video to my in-play offer guide, and it's pretty much exactly the same thing that you're used to with normal match betting, but there are a few things that are a bit different when you're betting in play that you just want to be aware of. So make sure you watch that video first before you do any of these offers. The main thing I say to look out for in tennis in play is that the odds can move quite quickly as the event is going on. So my tip for you, in order to get more stable odds, in order to make it easier to actually place your back and lay bets, is to wait until pauses in the game. And I would say at the end of a set is kind of my favorite one to do, because that's when the odds seem to stabilize the most. But after any game or any break, you probably will see the odds moving less quickly. If you're trying to place a bet when people are actually playing the game, then you're probably going to be seeing the odds moving really quickly, because traders on the exchanges, they tend to actually react to actually what's happening in real time, meaning that the odds can change really fast. So that would be my number one tip, is to wait until a break in the game to place your bet. Now, these tennis offers can be really profitable, but a word of warning, there is something called tennis retirement rules that you should be aware of. Now, what these are a set of rules as to what will happen if a player has to retire from the match. So if they get injured and they have to leave. And this is particularly relevant in tennis because normally there are only 2 players, or if there are 4 players, there aren't really substitutes to come on. Think of like a football or rugby match. If someone gets injured, they can just send in a substitute and the game doesn't have to stop. Whereas in a tennis match with just 2 players, someone gets injured, that's it. It's pretty much over. The good news is that this doesn't happen very often, but the thing to be aware of is that sometimes bookmakers and exchanges will treat what happens to the bet differently. So an example here is, say a bookmaker, Paddy Power, they say that if the player has to retire, then X is going to happen. For example, bets will all be voided, or bets will be counted as a loss or something like that. And then you have the exchange, say Betfair, and they are deciding something different will happen if the player is forced to retire. And if these two don't match up, if the bookmaker and the exchange, they don't treat it in the same way, then there's a potential risk where you can actually lose at both ends. So this is called the tennis retirement rules risk. And there's going to be a blog and a guide coming out to this really shortly, just to break it down and to go into a little bit more detail. But all you really need to be aware of for now is that that can be a risk, and we will tell you in the offer description when we think that might be something to be aware of. Most of the time in tennis, it's actually really rare for a player to retire from the game completely, so it's actually a risk that I find I ignore most of the time, because it's really just such a small chance that it's going to happen, particularly in a big tournament like Wimbledon, where players have trained for a long time to get there. They're not going to go out easily. They're going to try and push on and finish the game. So it's something that often isn't really a factor. If you do completely want to eliminate the risk when there are different retirement rules between the bookmaker and the exchange, then what you'll need to do is something called Dutching. Now, I'm not going to go into that here because it's quite a big topic, but our more experienced Match Better members are probably going to understand Dutching and know what they need to do in order to benefit from the free bets, in order to make their profit while still accounting for different tennis retirement rules. If you're newer to match betting or you haven't done any Dutching before, then don't worry. For now, I would suggest either go ahead and ignore the potential difference in retirement rules, because as I said, it's a very small risk that it's going to come up, or maybe just stay away from the tennis offers. There's still the weekly free bet clubs, there's still golf offers, there's still casino and horse racing stuff that you can be using to make money with. And also, I'm excited to share with you that very, very soon we're going to have a proper Dutching guide and a Dutching calculator coming out here at Profit Squirrel. And of course, I will walk you through that when it happens, and anyone can learn how to use the Dutching method. It can be a really, really nice addition to your match betting toolkit. So with that being said, let's check out some of these offers here. I'm just going to highlight a few of them for you. Not all of them have the issue with tennis retirement rules. As I said, most of these are in play offers, so you can use the odds matcher to find the matches that you need here. Or if you find the odds are moving too quickly and the odds matcher isn't really keeping up, there is a few seconds delay in the data that comes through to it, then it may be better to use the in-play technique that I show you in that earlier video. Have the two bookmaker and exchange screens side by side and just eyeball the odds, and that can often be a faster and pretty exciting way of doing it. You get better matches that way sometimes. So the first offer in the list that we've got up at the moment is this Pools 15% refund offer. I really like this offer because essentially what it is saying is if your back bet with the Pools loses, then they're going to refund you 15% of whatever that stake was, and they're going to refund it to you in cash. It's not a free bet, it's something that you're actually going to get that you can withdraw if you want to. You can do up to a £50 bet each day if you want to here, and that means that you're going to be eligible for £7.50 return every single day. So potentially over the remaining, say, 10 days or so of the tournament, you could be looking at a really, really nice few £100 return here. They do stick a maximum amount of refunds on here, £333. And if you're backing your lay that off and you're not winning every single time, then you're probably going to be looking about £250, I'd say, pounds in profit from this offer, which is a nice amount over 10 days or so. So what I'd suggest you do is find yourself a tennis match coming up where you think there's a strong favourite that's going to win, and then back the other player to win. And what we're doing is we're actually betting against the favourite, and that probably gives you the biggest chance of losing at the bookmaker, which is what we want to do. So to find out what's likely to happen, I would either go directly to the Wimbledon website here, and I would check out what events are upcoming, what games are going to be played, and you'll see that next to the players' names here, some of them have small little numbers next to them, and these indicate the seed number of those people. So this is the belief by the Wimbledon people, by the experts, that these people have a certain amount of chance of winning the tournament. So for example, this doubles pair here, they are number 6 seeds, which means that they think they're the 6th most likely to win. And if you have a look, all of the big name tennis players, people like Federer, Djokovic, Serena Williams, they'll be like 1, 2, 3 seed. They'll be quite high favourites to actually win the tournament. So for example, if Federer was playing someone, you would probably back the other person to win at the pools because you're hoping that Federer does win, that other person loses, and you get your 15% refund. Now, of course, there is always a chance that the refund doesn't occur, that there is some sort of shock result, and that the person who we think is the favorite actually goes ahead and loses. If that's the case, then you're not going to get your refund here. You're going to make a qualifying loss instead. So, as always with these sorts of refund if offers, look for close matches in order to minimize your qualifying loss. I would say that ideally you don't want your qualifying losses to be higher than 20% of the amount that you stand to get back with the refund. So for example, £50, if that's your back bet, then potentially you get 15% of 50 back as a refund, which is £7.50. So 10% of that would be 75p, 20% of that would be £1.50. So I would say don't risk a qualifying loss of any more than that. Even with that level of qualifying loss, then this offer should have a good level of expected value. If you're interested in working out the exact expected value that this offer is going to have for you, then go ahead and look at this tutorial here. It's a coaching guide from Profit Squirrel called Finding the Value in Sportsbook Offers. Again, I'll link to this below. And towards the end is the formula that you want to use here for your refund if bets. And then if you want to, you can use this formula to work out exactly what your expected value is based on the qualifying loss that you have, based on your specific back and lay odds. But in general, if you can keep it below that 20% level, you should be making a profit over time. All right, so one of the other offers I want to highlight as well is this 10 bet offer. Essentially what this is, it's just your classic bet X, get Y offer. So you just have to place 5 different bets of £5 each in the same day, minimum odds of 1.8, and they all have to settle on that day as well. So what I'd suggest is I'd say get your bets on fairly early, just on very close matches. Don't worry too much about what the event is. Get them on with a minimum qualifying loss, and then once you've done 5 there, you'll get a £5 free bet, which you can use, I believe, on any market, used within 7 days. Make sure you opt into the offer by clicking on the link here in the offer guide. There's a few of these different types of bet X, get Y style offers here. You know, one for Mansion Bet, one for Come On Bet. The Sporting Bet one is a bet X, get Y. They're all the same sort of thing. Just remember that you want to be doing the bets in play as well, and just read the bullet points here and just check out the terms of the offer before you go ahead. But they should be pretty simple for you, those offers. Paddy Power are doing quite a nice one as well. So they're actually doing a percentage boost. If you've done any horse racing like the William Hill, the Sky odds boost as well on the football, Ladbrokes are a classic for odds boosts. Basically, what you just need to do is go ahead and place an in-play bet with Paddy Power, and then they're going to give you an odds boost. To make the most of your odds boost, find something with a really, really close match, really close back and lay odds, and then you'll apply the boost to that back bet, which will boost the back odds higher than the lay odds, and you'll make an instant profit in one bet. Just a warning for these offers though, as we have highlighted in the description, the tennis retirement rules do not match up with any of the exchanges. That's something we've highlighted here. So if you want to eliminate any sort of risk, then you're going to need to Dutch your bets. And as I said before, if you don't know how to do that, you can either leave these offers for now, or you can just take the risk of someone retiring, which, as I said, is very rare. But if that does happen, you're likely going to take a small loss on this offer. So completely up to you. If you don't want to get involved in all of that, then something like this 15% refund is a much, much simpler offer. And there's also another refund offer here as well. There's the Jennings Bet 10% refund. So you could just do those two as well. And finally, one thing I'll mention is that BetDAQ are doing 0% commission on all tennis over the course of the tournament. So to get that, go ahead through this link, opt in there, and I suggest, if possible, lay off all your bets using BetDAQ, because that 0% commission is really, really going to boost your profits on this one. That's a great one to take advantage of. So great, thanks so much for watching. I hope that's given you a little bit of an overview of what you can expect from the tennis offers. I'd say they're not really beginners offers, they're more suited to intermediate, advanced level match bettors. But of course, if you want to do them and you have questions, get them into our forum or ask me below, and I'll be more than happy to help you out, get you on your way to making profits with Wimbledon. It's a great event. It's a great chance to make some profits with match betting. Thanks so much for watching. Hit like if you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe. There's going to be plenty more videos coming up to help you make money with match betting. We're going to have those Dutching tutorials coming up really, really soon. We're going to talk more about tennis retirement rules. There's lots of good stuff coming up, so make sure you hit subscribe and don't miss out. Again, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all really, really soon in another Profit Squirrel vlog.